What's up? Olo here. um, I'm going to talk about forgiveness today. I've been reading my book, Making Love to God by Tina Spalding, and I've been practicing the lessons in A Course in Miracles, which I would recommend both of those books for anyone who wants to forgive deeper. A Course in Miracles has changed my life, so it's all based on it's a non-dualistic teaching of forgiveness. So basically, forgiveness is the means by which you free yourself from bondage, and it is the most spiritual thing you can do to evolve yourself, and loving is also the highest thing you can do spiritually and in life in general. Um, it's the most rewarding thing to do. So, um, basically, you can start by forgiving small things because the ego is so against forgiving that sometimes it's very difficult to forgive the people who have hurt you and um, traumas that we have and everything. So to start with small things like forgiving the rain and changing our feelings about it and even enjoying it, and things like the cold or like the heat or things like that, and then you can eventually get to the point where you forgiving that person that budged in line in front of you, or that person that cut you off in traffic, or whatever it may be. And then once you see that person that hurt you, you're equipped with the ability to know what to do. And people don't realize that the person that hurt you is actually your salvation, because when you forgive, you release yourself from sin and from guilt and from condemnation onto others, because that's what hurts us, is the feeling of hate towards these people is very hurtful to ourselves and to others. It's just not doing anything right. So yeah, to forgive is the greatest thing you can do in your life, and it elevates your frequency to the frequency of love, and um, basically forgiveness is an ongoing practice every single day, every single hour, possibly every single minute. When I'm practicing these mantras, it's every hour or every minute or every second. So forgiveness is something that you forgive all of life for. If you have any complaints or any negativity around anything in life, you can forgive and be freed. And it's not always people you're forgiving, but that's often the most powerful forgiveness practice, is to forgive your brothers and sisters and forgive God. Because forgiveness takes you away from the victim mentality that God is out there to hurt you or is abandoned you or whatever, and forgiveness turns that around and puts you in the mentality that you're loved and taken care of and everything, and life can turn into a beautiful scene of people laughing, of people dancing joyfully, and if you heighten your frequency, you'll be drawn to events that are at a higher frequency, and forgiveness is the means by which this happens. Forgiveness is the means by which you become enlightened, and everything else, self-realization, and I can't stress it enough to forgive, because it releases you from the fetters of darkness that surround us, and it keeps us in bondage. And when we don't forgive someone, we are basically sharing a jail cell with them until we forgive them, and then we are able to walk freely outside and into the fresh air and into nature. And we don't realize that not forgiving is actually bonding yourself to this person, but you are, because you're repetitively thinking about what they did or what they said, or how you didn't like what they did or what they said, and it's just a cycle that repeats itself and doesn't end until you forgive. So this is my lesson today and my message today, that I hope you guys all forgive each other for everything that's ever happened, even the extremes, because it's painful to keep resentments and to not forgive. It's only paining yourself and sometimes others. And if you do forgive, you bring with you a presence that uplifts people, and if you don't forgive, then people, the presence of the unforgiveness is felt, and it doesn't feel good for other people's energy to be around someone who's not forgiving you, and it causes different emotions and everything to arise. But forgiveness is the key. It's really everything once you start doing it. And A Course in Miracles is a great place to start if you want to deepen your spiritual practice, possibly become enlightened or at a higher, more loving state. That's all my message for you today. I love all of you, and just imagine me giving you a pat on the back, helping you out for being you, for being me. We are the same. We are the same entity, just in different bodies. So that's who we are. We're spirit, and yeah, that's all my lesson for today. I sending you all blessings. Peace.